All right, Ron, thank you. Now this story, a record-breaking 90,000 people voted early in Shelby County over the past couple weeks, but a few hundred voters did not have all the races they should have had on their ballot.
Yeah, Action News 5's Garner Montgomery joins us live in studio. And Garner, the Shelby County Election Commission is blaming human error for this issue, yes?
That's right. 4 judicial races were missing from a single voting machine at the early voting site at Christian Life Church in Bartlett. Election officials say it affected about 300 voters. That means if the margin in those races is small enough, the losing candidates will likely challenge the results.
Transparency is so vitally important for our success. We do this morning to reassure our community and our population that we have a good system.
Shelby County election officials say the 4 state judicial races were missing from 307 ballots out of the 1,800 plus votes cast at Christian Life Church in Bartlett. Judge Chris Frula is one of the candidates affected. He says his campaign team identified the issue to the Election Commission.
We found out because a voter contacted my campaign over the weekend to inform us they didn't see my race on their ballot. And so we immediately took steps to investigate it and contact the Election Commission to report it.
Administrator of Elections Linda Phillips says the mistake was the result of a human error resulting in 1 voting machine missing 4 races. The Election Commission saying renovations at election headquarters and the Lake Congressional Map redistricting were just some of the ways 2026 has been a strenuous year for their team.
The late retirement by a judge, coupled with our already crowded candidate races, simply pushed our team beyond its capacity. That led to this very rare error.
NAACP Memphis Branch President Kermit Moore says voters across the county have reported issues in early voting, issues he says the Election Commission has yet to address.
There has been discrepancies all over the county when it comes to this election, and to say that there were only 307 messed up votes in just 1 machine, that's a problem for me.
But the Election Commission says the other 270 voting machines used for early voting were retested and confirmed to be accurate.
Our testing has shown no additional irregularities, and it was limited to that 1 machine.
Phillips says it's impossible to know who exactly voted in these incomplete ballots on that 1 voting machine. Under Tennessee state law, they will not be able to re-vote. This is the second ballot issue this election cycle involving these 4 judge seats. Ahead at 6, I'll share more about what this means for their races. Reporting live in studio, Garner Montgomery, Action News 5.
All right, Garner, thank you. Election Day is this Thursday, and Action News 5 has you covered from the moment the polls open to the winning candidates' victory parties. Tune in all day long and be sure to check actionnews5.com for the most up-to-the-minute results.